Typically I work with CEOs, VPs, directors of functions, business unit heads, that kind of level within the organisation. So the area I specialise in most of the time is in leadership impact. So getting those leaders to get a better understanding of how their leadership influence and impact works throughout the organisation. How deep does their influence go? How deep is their imprint or their footprint within the organisation? But we don't just look down through the organisation, we also look across at their peer network and also up how they're managing and influencing above them in the organisation. So it's about helping those senior leaders become more effective at making decisions about themselves, about the organisation, and importantly, their teams. So I've had 25 years in corporate life science positions, most of the time in international marketing, and latterly in my corporate career as a general manager, as a country manager. And I spent time in Switzerland and in Brazil and Australia before returning back to the UK. So as I say, mostly running commercial operations. After 25 years in a corporate life, I transitioned into an executive coach, took a qualification to become an executive coach, because what I realised was that what I really missed out of in my corporate life was working with individuals to help them to achieve their potential, really. And that's the bit I loved, that's the bit I get the most reward and satisfaction from. So that's why I transitioned into an executive coach. So I would say my style is grounded in the psychology of executive coaching, but having run commercial operations and led teams of commercial executives, I like to think that my style is pragmatic and underpinned by commercial reality. What I tend to do is start with what is the goal, what's the journey that the individual, the client is looking to move along, what is the transition and developmental challenge that they're facing. I use the GROW model, so I work very clearly with unambiguous and very specific goals. And then we spend a lot of time working on what is the reality, what exactly is going on, what is the experience that individual has. Trying to get a sense of context and validity to the assumptions that that individual is making about his or her professional experience. I hope and like to think that my approach is that I sit on the same side of the table as the client. This is not about a teacher-student relationship. This is about a partnership where we set objectives and we work all the way through the program to achieve those objectives, or that the individual, the coachee, achieves those objectives.